Hi everyone, welcome to Warhammer Quest. I'm DisturbingPuppet. I don't really know what to expect with this. So this is a game that is no longer available on Steam, but you can still get it on GOG, and I have it there. So this board game came out around the time I was in college. I started working at a comics/game store, like right around the time this came out, and I always wanted to pick it up, and I just never got around to it. And it was actually a couple of years later I played Hero Quest with some people that I knew, and just kind of found out later, oh, Warhammer Quest is just kind of an updated GW-specific version of Hero Quest. So I remember the box had like tons of dungeon tiles and spiders and rats and all kinds of stuff. Crazy. So I really regret not having picked it up. I probably would just have never played it and would have sat in my closet all this time. But, you know, it is what it is. But we're going to go ahead and try this out. I'm not sure if we could play multiple characters. I'm not sure how this is set up. I've only kind of seen screenshots of it. I don't know what to expect. But it's an older game and wanted to check it out. So we have difficulty. I think that's fine. So we have a party name for our group. I'm kind of curious. Cannot be permanently killed. What's hardcore? What's oh, cannot. I thought it said can. Like, okay, so there's a way to kind of revive them and stuff. What do we want for a party name? How about the Perpetually Lost? Tutorials available. We should probably play the tutorial. Questing in Warhammer World can be very dangerous for any adventurer. Without knowledge of the basics, you will surely perish. Would you like to play the tutorial? Yes, let's do that. I'm assuming there's multiple different missions. I'm assuming... I mean, there might be some missions that are only 1 or 2 characters. Might be others. I think there were 4 originally. You awaken in the depths of a dungeon. Your last memories are of orc battle cries and the shouts of your companions. You must have been knocked out and left for dead. You hear more shouts coming from the gloom of the next corridor. Best go look for your companions before they get themselves killed. Your warrior will not survive the dungeon on their own. You must find others. Click on your warrior to select him. So it is a completely top-down. I don't think I can zoom in or anything. Click on the position to show the path warrior will take. Click again to move. So we are Bolthor Gunvar. I'm assuming 39 health. Ranged is 1. Armor 6. Close combat 2. There's something over here in the corner. I can't move the map around. At least not with any... Okay, this is moving me. I kind of wanted to move the map. Can I click and drag? There we go. I can do that. So we can click and drag. I just kind of wanted to see what was in the corner. So it does look like there's only this way out. So we'll take a step. Arrows show the path through the dungeon. Continue through to the next room. Does it open here? Okay, so as soon as we go to adjacent. Attacked by snotlings! Okay, that should be fine. Oh, and an orc boy. Alright. Oh, how'd they get behind me? The greenskins are no match for your warrior. Select your warrior and double-click on an enemy to perform a melee attack. I mean... Can we see information if I click on them? Okay, so yeah. I'm assuming... Is this how much damage we do, or is this our chance to hit or get through armor? Okay, we did way more than 2 damage. That must be like our chance to hit. Or, no, it must be our actions, because that was 1, and we've got 1 more. So you, buddy, you've only got 1 attack. Can I attack diagonally? Your character sheet shows how many attacks you can perform once per turn. Once you can attack no longer, move. Now attack again. This guy probably hits harder, so we probably want to kill him. We did like 20 damage to them, but it could depend on armor. He's actually got a 4. So we're probably going to do less damage. I would like an estimate. We did 15 there. We did drop him. Your warrior has no more attacks or moves to make this turn. Deselect your character by clicking on empty space and end your turn. Fairly simplistic. So yeah, I guess we can attack diagonally. Now finish off these pests. Remember, once you attack, you can no longer move, and you can only attack neighboring enemies. Okay, so we might as well... Well, I don't know, we want to go that way. Just out of curiosity. Yeah, there's nothing else around. We'll just smack them. I'd love to see a damage estimate or something. We're getting some gold. Excellent, a new weapon. Click Add to Stash, then click the button in the bottom right corner to access the inventory. So it's a Sword of Spite, 2-handed weapon. I think I currently have a 1-handed. And a firebomb. They had quite a bit of stuff on them. Now drag the weapon from your stash to your current weapon in your inventory. So we're currently using an axe, so we can look at this and kind of get an idea of our damage. Press the back button to continue your adventure. I mean, I'd like to. I'm kind of curious if it's worth doing. I want to see information here. Maybe we can do that once we are done with the tutorial. You can click on empty space to deselect your warrior. The warrior has no attack moves left to make this turn, and your turn replenish your moves and attacks. To continue through the dungeon, don't forget ending your turn replenishes your movement. So how much movement do I have is the question. I kind of feel like this is more, it's reminding me a lot of Space Hulk, but I don't know what my movement is. Let's take a look. So this thing, 13 to 18 damage. We get more gold from it. 5 to 10 plus 3 strength. I wonder if that counts in. So we must have like a character screen then, right? No, we don't have an idea. Like what is my current strength? We've got separate slots for common, uncommon, and rare. So this is giving me toughness and max wounds. Extra strength, but less toughness for the helmet. Interesting. Hey, we've got a character sheet. Bolthor Gunvar, level 1 Marauder. So here we can actually see our stats a bit more. So we've got 31 health. To the north lies the realm of chaos, and in its shadows are leagues upon leagues of wilderness. Hinterlands that are homes to many different tribes of men who worship the ruinous powers. The closest of these fell lands to the Empire is Norska. The Norse are fierce barbarians, usually tall and broad in stature, hard-bitten and warlike with a thirst for adventure. The Marauders who live on the southern coast of Norska, where the land gouges into the Sea of Claws, are the furthest tribes from the realm of chaos, and so are said to be the least favored of their gods, and the most likely to be seen openly in more civilized lands as a result. And in the old stuff, they weren't all chaos worshippers. There were even Norscan dwarves in the old lore and stuff. Krakadrak, I think, was up there. And then there were a lot of tribes that were not crazy chaos worshippers. What is this? It's our skills, okay. Passive. The Marauder is sometimes able to ignore a wound that would normally knock him down. When this happens, he remains standing with 1 wound remaining. So I'm assuming we go down if we lose all our health. So if we would die, we get to come back once, I think, is what that's going to do. All right. I don't know what I can do with the fire bombs. There might be a tutorial for that later. I don't see... Yeah, I can't equip them. Dwarves. It says dwarves on it. Why is that? I guess maybe only the dwarf character can use it. That would be my guess. Okay, I still don't know how much I can move, so... It seems like I can move at least 4. That must be it. Alright, fine. Let's reveal this. Attacked 2 Night Goblin Spearmen. You found one of your companions badly wounded and surrounded by enemies. So we get some bandages. Your warrior's been given bandages. Select your warrior, click on the bandages tab to activate it, and then double click on the wizard to heal. Bandages tab. Okay, so we're active. Now finish off these pests. Remember, once you attack, you can no longer move, and you can only attack neighboring enemies. Okay. Yeah, I keep wanting to use my keys to move the map around and look. It is kind of weird having the straight top-down view. I can't get in a position to attack both of them. Let's just try to take this guy out. Chop. Okay, can I take control of you? So, Magnus. I'd like to look at your info, but What do you have? Wizard hat. Hat of Illusion, some pinning. Don't know what that will do. Mantle of Illusion, significantly decreased chance to be hit with a melee weapon, chance to ignore blow. Interesting. He's got a one-handed sword. Extra strength and toughness. Quite a bit less healthy, 17. Yeah, so it's weird I have to go here to look at movement. So yours is 6, yours is 5. So he's quite quick. The 8 colleges of magics have been centers of arcane learning in the Empire for centuries. Each college, also known as orders, specializes in one of the 8 lores of magic. The Grey Order studies the lore of shadows formed from the winds of Ulgu. It is a magic of concealment, illusion, and treachery, lending an air of suspicion around those that practice it, namely the Grey Wizards. This reputation is often a hindrance as much as an ally, for Grey Wizards are true itinerants. Out of the colleges, it is the Grey Wizards who travel the furthest, and therefore the most likely to attach themselves to a group of wandering adventurers, even if their agendas are quite different to the Wizards' own. No special abilities, not even level 1. It says level 5, but stuff unlocks at level 1. I wonder... So I just have a sword. Do I have any magical abilities? Kind of curious. Let's just go here. Don't really know what to expect for damage estimates, but we got enough. Continue through the dungeon. Don't forget, ending your turn replenishes your movement. Orb of Might, Power Stone for magic users, so we can use that with him. Let's take a look. Power Store 4 to 6. Yeah, I can't equip it. I wonder if I have to equip it instead of this? Oh, no, I just looked at the wrong spot. Put it up there. I didn't do the same here with this, did I? Yeah, we can't use that at all. So Magnus, I don't really know what this does. Power Store of 4 to 6. It probably is something we use for spells. I just don't think I have any spells at the moment. That would be my guess. Tell me what it's going to do? No. Okay, we've already moved everybody, so we're fine with end turn. We've got a Winds of Power, so interesting, but I don't have spells that I know of. At least not yet. Warrior, you're going to have to lead the way. So your movement, I think, was a 5. We can only go to the room. What happens when one of us goes and the other one is still back? Attacked by 4 orcs. Okay, so it does kind of chain. And I can zoom out and kind of look like that. This is as far in as I can zoom, though. Every turn the wizard draws power for the Winds of Magic used to power spells. Select your wizard now, but I could still smack people. Your Winds of Magic is displayed just above your wizard's character sheet, and all spells have a cost. Now press the button on top of the Spells tab. This one? Or are they talking about this? There's no Spells tab, there's Abilities and Inventory. It must be this. Now press the button on top of the Spells tab. Oh, here. There we go. When you can double-click on a target to cast the spell, when you do, the Winds of Magic will decrease. Can I find out what stuff does? I need like a spell description. That would be helpful. When you do, it will decrease. So we have Nightmare Visage and we have Occam's Mind Razors. Can I read what those do somewhere? Doesn't seem like it. I feel like it should pull out and like show me what they do. I just have to select a target. finish off those pests. Remember, once you attack, you can no longer move. You can only attack neighboring enemies. Unless we have range. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know why. Nightmare Visage. We could try to use you, I guess. I have no idea what that did. He is affected by Nightmare Visage, but I can't click on it here to see what it is. Nothing pops out. That's really weird. Like, I feel like it should be explaining what the spells do. Like, there should be a card, like, for the spell as well, telling me what they do. Give me some information. I can still move, apparently. I don't think I want to. It's kind of acting like I have to move. Go there. Let's chop these guys up. Hopefully. I think we're just going to end our turn with my wizard way back there. I mean, I could fall in behind. I guess we'll do that. We've got such high movement. I have to, like, find a way pretty far away to click. Nice. Got a miss. 10 more winds of magic. I think we'll just chop him up. I'm fine with that. Or we can lead the way. Yeah, I don't know. We've got plenty of magic, so we might as well use that. Actually, if I click here, is it going to tell me anything? Nope. Well, obviously that one just does damage. Continue through the dungeon. Don't forget ending your turn replenishes your movement. We've got a consumable for some extra movement. I feel like that's got to be the next thing, is like, how do we use inventory stuff? Well, we could go ahead and trigger the next room. Yeah, because I haven't used my barbarian yet. My raider, marauder. Troll den. 5 river troll. What? 5 river trolls? Are you kidding me? You've reached the depths of the dungeon to find the final member of your party, the Wood Elf Waywatcher. She's particularly skilled with the bow, so let's loose off a few arrows. Warriors that are equipped with ranged weapons can perform ranged attacks and melee attacks in the same turn. Select the Wood Elf Waywatcher. Yeah, 5 trolls seems really bad. Enemies highlighted in orange show ranged targets. Enemies highlighted in red show melee targets. Double-click on an enemy to fire the elf's bow. We can only see the 2 in the back. I can't see you. I'm assuming it's like a big, giant pile of bones here. Can I just click this? No. So they do regenerate. I have Troll Stench. I wonder if because of the tutorial we're not getting tooltips, or if that's just not part of the way things work. Anyway. Clicking and holding on any character, item, enemy, or skill in the dungeon will bring up its journal page. Now select your wizard. So we just hold. Okay, decrease chance hit with a melee weapon for Troll Stench. That's a really weird system. Regenerate 2 to 12 wounds per turn. I don't think you should really be standing there, but okay. Click and hold on Occam's Mind Razors to bring up its journal entry. Fire 3 Mind Razors at the enemy. Mind Razors cannot miss and cause a large amount of damage proportionate to the wizard's battle level. Cost 7. Now click and hold on most things to bring up more information and your turn when you're ready. But I can still do actions. You're going to let the trolls kill this person. So the Orb of Might just has this, but doesn't tell me anything else about it. I do want to look at that other spell. Nightmare Visage. The Great Wizard attempts to take on the form of an extremely powerful and frightening foe in the mind of targeted enemy. There's a 50% chance of success. If successful, the enemy's chance to hit is reduced until your next turn. I mean, that's definitely interesting. Can I cast it? It'll let me cast it. Okay, just end your turn when you're ready. I feel like you... Let's try to do that. So you're likely to miss. You're just going to stand there and get eaten, but hopefully that will help a little bit. I can still move. I might want to just move back. Let's run you up. We'll start wailing on him. I do like that they kind of turn and look. I've got 2 attacks. God, they have a ton of health. Holy crap. So yeah, now that Nightmare Visage is on him, let's see. Decrease chance to hit with a melee weapon or ranged weapon. Yeah, they have just a truck ton of health. We can look at all their info. Okay, nowhere near enough damage as I was hoping. You still have an attack. Okay. So, yeah, shooting an arrow, whatever. Let's actually look at your info, too. Can I just do this? Yeah. Lafay Duyen Hill? Duyen Hill. Yeah, you're a bit beat up. Let's take a look at your stuff. So you have a little dagger for close combat. Orion's Blessed Helmet. Bow does 11 to 13. Plus 2 toughness, plus 1 wound per turn, so some healing, it looks like there. LeFay, I'm just going to say LeFay. Wood Elves are deeply suspicious and often overtly hostile to all other races. Such as the distress, they jealously guard the borders of their forest kingdom, keeping the realm's hidden tracks and secret paths under constant vigil by an elite group of deadly accurate archers and master hunters known as Way Watchers. Even amongst their own kin, Way Watchers are known as solitary individuals, more at home wandering the forest under their camouflage cowl with a longbow in hand, and yet, very occasionally, a few Way Watchers will form a desire. Be it a stirring of their heart, or even a personal quest entrusted to them by Queen Ariel, to search beyond the Wood Elf realm of Athel-Loren, and seek out other places and beings that may need protection. Not as fast as the wizard, surprisingly. I wonder if this is current? It's got to be current. Yeah, I think it's got to be current. Let's go ahead and just do a quick little stab there. I still have another attack. Got a miss. I have a lot of attacks. So we can still do another ranged attack as well. So we might as well fire off another bow. Also a miss. Quite a lot of misses there. Got a ranged attack, but no ranged weapon, so that's fine. I didn't even notice we had a spell, so maybe we have a limit on how many spells we can cast each turn as well. Well, we're done. Let's see how much damage the trolls can do to us. Probably too much. Entirely too much. I feel like we're in trouble here. Big hit. This is just going to end it there. Which is kind of what it's looking like. Well, we didn't die. All heroes die, eventually, inevitably. Method and character determine this land, not the march of time. Looting, indulging, mere distractions from what you crave. An idea above trinkets to last forever. A calling. A legend. All right. Squashing bugs. Every adventure starts somewhere. Yours begins with the promise of gold from a mad old farmer. He seems to think the local spider populace is amassing an army to rise up and eat his crops, and possibly him as well. More likely him. Your party finds himself standing at the entrance to an abandoned mine. Plow through these arachnids, and we can go collect our reward. Quest started. Squashing bugs. So... do we have an extra person? Yeah, we've got an orc here. Ungrim Truehand. Got something pretty cool down here. Like all dwarves, so he's an Ironbreaker. Ironbreakers are bearded, proud, and short. What they lack in height, they make up for with a stocky, muscular build, perfectly suited for swinging large war axes and cleaving through goblin heads in enclosed spaces. They excel at such things as that is the prime duty of an Ironbreaker. They're armed, armored, and trained to guard the lower tunnels and crucial underground entrances of the last surviving dwarf holds. Magnificent, ancient underground fortresses that are now remnants of a crumbling empire. When not tasked with such a sacred duty, an Ironbreaker is an asset to any band of adventurers, as their experience in combat amidst the close confines of a dungeon passage cannot be matched. You are really low on health. Why do you have such low health? Is this... okay, we're all low on health. So we're babies level 1 adventurers, basically, at this point. We have a bandage, that's about it. We might want to look at our gear. But I think that's a good place to stop for our first one. Which way are we going? We're going that way, okay. So we'll come back and continue on and do the spider mission. We do have a spell here, Shadow Daggers. But yeah, this has been a little bit of a look at Warhammer Quest. We'll come back and keep playing around with this until I play everything or I get bored of it. So this has been Warhammer Quest. I've been Disturbing Puppet. Thanks for coming by. Hopefully I'll see you next time. Until then, have a good one.